And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Ryan, and we are ready to break down today's slate. I wanted to start today's show off with thanking the BC Lions in the CFL. That was one of the most exciting games that I have watched in a while. Isaacs is coming in here with Viking Stink. If you watched Tim and Nick's show, there was some conversation about Isaacs' New England Patriots, and he is responding with Vikings suck. But I think Vikings may very well suck today. I don't. We'll get to that a little bit later. But back to the BC Lions. Rourke looked really bad to start the game. BC was down. They just looked bad. And I was thinking, what the heck is going on here? But in the second half, the real Nathan Rourke showed up, and BC was able to win 41-40. What an exciting game. The most exciting CFL game I've watched all year. So that was awesome. No CFL today. We do have the Vikings against the Raiders game later tonight. But we will start off with some baseball. No surprise we're going to start off with this game, but you might be a little bit surprised with my pick in this game. The Cleveland Guardians are in Toronto, plus 122 to plus 136 for the Guardians, minus 143 to minus 164 for the Jays. 7.5s available in this one. I went to the first 5 here, and it's minus 120 now. Cleveland plus a half in the first 5. I got that earlier for minus 114. It had just moved from minus 110 to minus 114. You can find it for minus 120 here. Gosman's numbers much better on the road than at home. He has a 1.86 ERA on the road, 4 point something, 4.2 or something like that ERA at home. So he has done much better on the road, but I expect a good start from him here. I think we're going to have a close start to this game. So what I did is took Cleveland plus a half in the first 5. As long as they are tied or winning at the first 5, I'm happy. But I have Toronto money line in a parlay with the Dodgers money line, which is plus 152. I really like that one. I think Toronto comes storming back in this game. And does get the win in the end. But I think Cleveland first 5 is a good luck. And that's why I'm on the first 5 plus a half with Cleveland. And then I think you could do the split. I know you can do it at some books where you could bet Cleveland to win the first 5, Toronto to win the full game. That would be a very nice plus price. I wouldn't talk anybody off that. Ryan, what do you think here? Guardians and Blue Jays.
Well, I backed Tristan McKenzie in the Guardians yesterday, and it didn't work out well for me. But back in July, when Gausman had this ERA about north of 5, I looked at his advanced stats and I said, I think this guy's better than his numbers indicate, and I'm sticking by my guns. And my only reservation about this game is I think the price is too high. Minus 140 is too much to lay on Toronto. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a half unit on the Toronto run line, and it's just a non-committal way of me backing Gausman, and I think it's an attractive price. It's around 140 plus 145 on the run line.
All right. I really surprised Nick with my first 5 Cleveland play and this one. He was not expecting that.
I thought that was a misclick. I thought, oh crap, he tracked the wrong thing. I thought he meant the Blue Jays because he's saying Gosman's elite, then he bets the Guardians. So,
what's up, Terry? I hit the like button. I played Cleveland money line. Good luck. Yeah, I like Cleveland first 5 plus a half. It's not really fading the Blue Jays. I just think we're gonna have a close first 5. Oh, hey, it's Nick. Oh yeah, there he is. I guess making a quick finish to his show and right over here.
No, we finished. Yeah, we finished like 2 minutes ago. So
yeah, wow. No breaks for Nick, I guess.
No, no breaks. What are those?
Nick, Guardians, Blue Jays. What do you think of this one?
Overall, for play wise, I'm off this game. Other than I threw the Nerfy in a fun little six Nerfy parlay just to have a little fun with sweating Nerfies today. Other than that, I lean towards the first 5 under in this game. I like Bieber and I like Gossman. Gossman's I feel like one of the 2 Blue Jays pitchers I can truly trust, him and Manoah. And he has been better as of late. I will give him that. But for me, this is first 5 under lean, and I put the Nerfy part of my 16 Nerfy thing.
Yeah, the first 5 is 3.5. You can get plus 105 for it, so you can get a nice plus money. But I looked at it, but the Jays, I know the Jays offense isn't doing well right now, but all of a sudden it could just Cleveland too in that first game. Yes, it was against
Barrios.
Yeah, Barrios. And obviously Barrios, Gausman, different pitchers, but 3.5 is a very low number. 3.5 is a very low number. But I looked at it and I wouldn't talk anybody off it. That's for sure.
Gausman has no earned runs in August.
Both games on the road. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing for me is that he has such great numbers on the road, but his home numbers are a little bit iffy. But I think he can get those up today against Cleveland. When talking about an under, we'll move to this game. We have Baltimore in Tampa Bay facing the Rays. We'll get the odds up here. You can find Baltimore plus 140 to plus 158. Tampa Bay minus 167 to minus 190. Sevens, a couple sevens, mostly 7.5s available in this one. Another game where I went to the first 5 and I took the under 4, but I actually got it at plus 100. Plus 100 just a few minutes ago. It's now moved to minus 110. So I guess people are on the same side here. I like a lower scoring first 5. Not a heavy play for me. This is only a half unit play. Not something I'm super in love with, but something I did want to bet. Rasmussen has just been awesome. He's been awesome lately. So is Lyles. Lyles is not a pitcher I want to trust in any fashion, but he has been really good in his last 3 games against Toronto, Texas, and Tampa Bay. He gave up 2 earned runs to Toronto, 1 earned run against Texas, nothing against Tampa Bay. Facing Tampa Bay again here, and I think we can get a under 4 in the first 5. That's basically where I'm going with this game. A lower scoring start. If we're looking at the Baltimore plus 0.5 is plus 102. So I wouldn't talk anybody off that either. It could be as long as it's tied, you win that. So I like to look at the plus 0.5s, especially when they're at plus money. But I'm just going to stick with the first 5 under here. Ryan, Orioles, Rays, what do you think here?
Well, I'm not involved in this game, but I have a lean to the full game over. And one stat that stood out to me is that the Orioles are number 3 in the league in hitting over the last 15 games, which surprised me. And also, there's trends to the over. So the Orioles only have 2 unders in their last 10 games, and the Rays only 3 unders in their last 10 games. But I'm not on it, just a lean to the full game over.
All right. Nick, Orioles, Rays, any thoughts here?
I was leaning towards the first 5 under in this game, if anything. I like Rasmussen, so maybe a lean towards the Rays as well. I know everybody loves the Orioles these days because they've been good. They've been making people money. I don't know if I particularly trust Jordan Lyles on the road, so this game ended up being a complete pass for me. I don't know if I can trust Lyles enough for the first 5 under, and I would lean towards the Rays, but I think the Rays price is a little steep today.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. We'll move on to the next game. I know there probably have some different opinions here with this one. We do have the LA Dodgers here, minus 225 to minus 250. Kansas City is plus 190 to plus 208. 8.5, some 9s available. When looking at the spread, you can find a Dodgers minus 2.5 at plus 110, which is exactly where I went. If you do like Kansas City, you could get them plus 2.5 for minus 120, depending on what side you like in this game. For me, this Dodgers team. I've said it for the last few days, and so I won't go overboard and say too much about it again. But you just take the run line with the Dodgers and you just move on. They are cashing run lines after run lines after run lines, and they're cashing super run lines. So if you're betting -2.5, -3.5, -4.5, you're cashing those as well. It's just they're a money train right now. I'm not going to jump off it here. Yes, Kansas City does have, I think, their best pitcher, you could say, the best pitcher in their starting lineup today in Brady Singer. But for me, it's just the Dodgers are just too powerful and clicking on all cylinders right now. So I'm not stepping in front of them. I was looking at doing the -3.5 yesterday. I didn't, which is all good, but I won't be doing it today because of Brady Singer. But I do like the -2.5 at +110 for the Dodgers here. And as I said, I have Toronto and the Dodgers parlayed together. And I also have the Dodgers parlayed with the St. Louis Cardinals, which is +142. So those are my two parlays for the day. Ryan, Dodgers, Royals, what do you think here?
Well, I mean, you can look at trends, but the fact of the matter is the run line has hit 12 straight, and there's no trend that trumps that. So I'm on the run line, and it's a little bit steep, so it's like a parlay piece at this point. But I am all, I think Brady Singer is good. He might even be the better pitcher of this matchup. And also, you can make the case that if this pitching matchup were different, maybe a Gonsolin or another Dodgers pitcher, that you could back the Royals in this circumstance. But you just can't buck this trend of 12 straight run lines. So I'm on the Dodgers, but there's a strong case that Singer is the better pitcher of the two going on the mound today.
All right. And as Tim does like to say, streaks do come to an end. The Dodgers will eventually not cover the run line. I want to see it first before I stop betting it. That's just how I look at it. Nick, Dodgers, Royals, what do you think here?
Yeah, it's a lean towards the Royals in the first 5. I do like Brady Singer a lot. He's looked really good the last 30 days. He actually has better numbers the last 30 days than Tyler Anderson. If you look at the advanced analytics and things along those lines. So I do think the pitching advantage is with the Royals in this spot. I did not get around to betting it, but this would be a strong lean towards the home dogs in this one.
All right. We'll go on to the next one. I added 2 more on here. So we'll just jump into this one because there's no football.
There is one football.
Yes, there is one. Yeah, there is one football, but not as much football. I totally forgot. How could I forget about the Vikings? Shame on me. Seattle and Texas. Not a game that I've got to yet, but a game I'm very interested in here. So we'll bring up the odds here. You have the Seattle Mariners anywhere from -118 to -125. You can find Texas +100 to +110 right across the board. 7.5. I do see an 1.8 there at FanDuel in this one. When you look at the pitching matchup, Martin Perez against Logan Gilbert. Gilbert has not been good as of late. In his last 2 starts, both against the Yankees, 10 hits, 7 earned runs at home against the Yankees, and in New York facing the Yankees, 7 hits, 6 earned runs. So he has got lit up in his last 2 starts. Both were against the Yankees. So now he is going to be facing this Texas lineup, which is definitely not the Yankees. And then for Texas, we have Martin Perez, a pitcher that I've backed throughout the year, and he has made me money over and over again. But coming off a really bad game against Houston, 6 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks. And Houston, a team that he had dominated previously the whole year. So that's a little bit of a red flag for me. Maybe they solved him a bit, and maybe Seattle can solve him a bit as well. So if anything in this game, I'd be looking at the over. You can get the over 7.5 at -105. If I can get plus money on that over 7.5, I'm hitting it. So that's basically what I'm advising here. If it moves from -105 to plus money, I will be betting the over 7.5. because I do see runs in this game. When you're looking at it, Logan Gilbert, Martin Perez, you might be like, oh, that's got to be an under. But something's telling me over here, if I can get the right price, I'll be taking the over 7.5 here. Ryan, Mariners and Rangers. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, it's an interesting game. And when I look at numbers, one thing that stands out to me is both pitchers are regressing, and they both have performances that are kind of going downhill over the last 3 or 4 games. My philosophy about pitching is that I look for these guys that have good fundamentals and don't give up walks and are ground ball pitchers. And in spite of the past few weeks, I'm backing Martin Perez because of his fundamentals. And my feeling is that over the long term, that's a good investment. One thing I did notice is that the Mariners are hitting 210 as a team in the last 15 games, which seems awfully low. And I've been doing well with Mariners overs, but I feel like I've been playing with the house's money a little bit. The Mariners aren't really capable of putting up a crooked number. They do on occasionally, but they usually only contribute 3-4 runs to a game. So it's a pass on the total, but I think the wrong team is favored, and I'm taking Martin Perez as the dog.
All right. Yeah, based on what he's done the whole year, I can't blame you. Nick, Mariners and Rangers. What do you think here?
Absolutely, I think this is a dog or pass spot. On the site, the Rangers are our best bet. I didn't get around to betting the Rangers because I just have 6 first 5 unders today. But the Rangers is probably my favorite side of the day, probably the dog of the day, I think, because you can get them at that price. So I'm definitely on board, but the wrong team is favored here.
All right. And we will move on to the night game. We have the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And, of course, we'll get to last pitch and then the NFL game as well. This one here, this Yankees game, I have not got to it yet, but obviously it's going to be a very interesting game. We have a Jameson Taillon here on the road facing Waka for the Red Sox. Waka has not pitched since July the 6/28. I can't remember what month that is. 6/28.
June 28th.
June 28th against the Jays was his last game. 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and he has been off for a while. And now he is back, and he gets to face the Yankees in his first start. Jameson Taillon on the other side has been better at home this year than on the road. Let me get up his splits here. He has been better on the road at home. The Yankees have been struggling lately. Let's get up the numbers here. So on the road, he's still 5-1 with a 4.39 ERA. At home, 6-1 with a 3.61 ERA. So his ERA is a little bit higher. It's actually not that bad now that I look at it. In this game, you can find the Yankees minus 135 to minus 140. Boston plus 110 to plus 120. 9.5s and some 9s available here. Nothing officially for me on this game. If I had to play something, I might take a look at the Yankees. I think they're going to turn this around at some point. And Jameson Taillon, I do think, is the better pitcher. We don't know what we're going to see from Mike Wacha as he hasn't played for a couple months. So I think the Yankees would be the spot if I got to it, but right now it is currently a pass for me. Ryan, Yankees and Red Sox, what do you think here?
Well, I don't have anything particularly great to say about Jameson Taillon. He had his last performance was respectable. Historically, he's not been very good. However, on the other side of the coin is the Boston Red Sox, and they're putting out Michael Wacha from an IL return, which is a spot I like to fade pitchers. And the media reports are saying that, he's pitched 80 pitches in a rehab assignment, so he's going to go deep into this game. But I'm not buying it. I think he pitches 4 innings, probably struggles those 4 innings. And then we get the Boston bullpen, which is, among the worst in the league, whether you look over the last 2 weeks or last month, over the whole season. So for all those reasons, I'm backing the Yankees in this game. I know the Yankees are struggling, but the Red Sox aren't tearing it up either. So basically, in my mind, the trends point to the Yankees in this game.
All right. Nick, I didn't get to hear your opinion on this game on ESB because I had to switch over to get the show ready. So what do you think here, Yankees and Red Sox?
Yeah, this one's an interesting one where I'm seeing a majority of the tickets and the money coming in on the over, but yet, like we've seen for the first two games, it's gone from a 9.5 down to a 9. So the books are taking all this over money and they're dropping the line half a run. I'm on the first 5 under 5 in this game. We've seen this hit both times, and there's no way that these two teams that have trended majorly to the over in their first couple series go all 3 games under the total this series, right? I'm joking, obviously. And if you guys want a little bit of a Sunday night sweat, I don't mind the nerfy in this one as well. And this has that feel where the first game was 3-2. I believe it was 3-2 Red Sox, and it was 3-2 Yankees last night. Here's some, if you're looking for just fun to throw coffee money at, here are 3 big props that I'll give out. I didn't bet either of these, but I thought these were kind of interesting. Both first 2 games have finished 3-2. You can get the Yankees 3-2 correct score at 20-1. You can get the Red Sox correct score 3-2 win at 18-1. And here's a little one here. They like to do this on Sunday Night Baseball for whatever reason. Extra innings plus 750. I think that might be worth a little bit of a sprinkle as well.
Interesting. Very interesting. We will go on. BetStamp. Use code WILD when signing up. Make sure to do your line shopping. Find the best odds for whatever you are looking for. BetStamp, live odds, they change as the odds change. You can find me there at Let's Go Wild Picks, and you can find Ryan there also. Right, Ryan? What is your username?
I believe it's Rye Guy with an underscore between Rye and Guy.
Perfect. Yeah, I get your notifications when you place the bet, so you're obviously public there. So if you want to follow Ryan there, follow him there as well. Going on to the rest of the slate, last pitch before we get to the football game. I went through all my plays. Not a lot for me today. I found when I go heavy on Sundays, things don't really go too well. So I'm kind of taking a little bit of a smaller slate here. For the games that we didn't discuss, Cubs and Reds, that was a straight pass for me right away. That whole series I'm just not interested in. I don't know what either team is motivated for or not. So it's kind of a hard read for me. Phillies Mets, we know my rule on that, but that will end at the end of the regular season, and I will start betting Mets games once the playoffs start. Braves and Marlins, Edler against Garrett. I wanted to back Atlanta in this spot, but I don't trust Elder. If Elder was a lefty, then even with his bad numbers, I would be all over the Braves. But he's a righty, and Miami, yes, we know they're horrible at hitting anybody, but much better against righties and lefties. So if there was a game that Miami was going to win, I could see this being one of them. So I ultimately passed. Athletics and Astros. That's a tough one as well. Houston should win. They should win. But as Nick has said before, Sundays are more of under and dog days. So I'm not really going to jump on a huge favorite here, especially when I'm not confident in them. But I don't really want to trust the Athletics really either. So ultimately a pass. Tigers and White Sox. If I was getting to anything here, it would be Detroit as a dog or looking at the over in some capacity. White Sox against lefties are good. Anyone against Lance Lynn is good for the most part. Brewers Cardinals, as I said, I do have St. Louis in a money line parlay with the Dodgers. Aaron Ashby, just for whatever reason, doesn't have too much luck. Or at least the Brewers don't really seem to do too well when he pitches. Cardinals, one of the best teams against a left-handed pitcher. So give me the Cardinals there. Diamondbacks, Rockies. I want to bet Arizona. I am leaning with Arizona, but I have not pulled the trigger. We'll see if I can get there. It's a heavy lean for me, but we'll see if I can get there. Basically, it would just be fading Feltner here. He has 5 earned runs in his last game, a win against St. Louis, but 3 earned runs against San Diego. No earned runs against the Dodgers before that, but he's still definitely a pitcher I want to fade. And that is Pirates in San Francisco. Would be a lean to the over, but don't trust either of those pitchers. And then Twins and Angels, another game I want to get to. I've wanted to bet the Twins the last 2 days, and for some reason I've stayed off. And I believe they won yesterday as well.
No, they did not.
Oh, they lost yesterday?
Angels walked off on them.
Aha. Okay, so I would have won game 1. I would have lost game 2. Here, I want to go with the Twins again against Davidson, but I can't trust Archer, who I did trust earlier on in the year, and he was very consistent. But now his consistency is kind of gone. So that's ultimately
Now he's consistently bad.
So that's ultimately a pass for me. Ryan, last pitch, the rest of the slate. What do you think here?
Okay, well, I have a few picks to give out. I'm staying off the Cubs and Reds. However, I think this is a really bad pitching matchup. A couple of angles you could look at it. Maybe the Cubs team total over 4.5 or the full game over 9, but I'm staying off. I, however, am going to take the White Sox on the run line again today. I just think the Tigers have a bad formula working. They've got a decimated pitching staff. They're putting their trust in a bullpen that's shaky at times. Lance Lynn, I think, has gotten past his bad July issues. So I'm putting my trust in him. The Tigers are number 30th in the league versus right-handed pitching. They're number 30th in the last 10 games, hitting 193, whereas in that same period, the White Sox are number 5. So this is my best bet of the day. Also, the White Sox are number 2 versus left-handed pitching. So this is my best bet of the day, the White Sox on the run line. I'm staying off Athletics Astros. I have a lean to the over in Brewers Cardinals. I think this is a pitching matchup with a couple of giant red flags in both pitchers. However, both teams are playing to the under. So in the end, I decided to stay off of it. I do have a strong feeling about the Colorado Diamondbacks game, and I'm on Colorado in the first 5. And I think it's roughly an even matchup. You have a taxi squad guy in Feltner against this Tommy Henry guy who's a recent call-up. However, the Rockies are number 1 against left-handed pitching over the course of the season, whereas the Diamondbacks are number 27 against right-handed pitching. I have no trust in the Colorado bullpen. That's why I'm doing the first 5. And in fact, I may actually flip. So if the Colorado's in the lead, I may do a live bet to watch them blow that lead. I think this Pirates-Giants game is a giant pitching matchup. Zach Thompson is one of these guys that has a 0 WAR, and it just has some really bad numbers and has some bad habits. Whereas Alex Wood, on the other hand, has some indications that he's doing a really good job. He had a 1.65 July ERA. And so I'm taking San Francisco on the run line in this game. Pittsburgh has lost 7 of 9, 6 of those by more than 1 run. And San Francisco has won 5 of 7 to the run line. I have a strong opinion on this Twins-Angels game. I think this is a really bad pitching matchup. And what you have is this Chris Archer guy who has this astronomical walk rate of 4.6. He's had some periods of struggles. He's hard to predict. And then you have Tucker Davidson, who came to the Angels in a recent trade and has done really not much except a ton of walks. And I played this Tucker Davidson in an over, and I'm confident this guy is going to contribute to an over with some bad pitching. So I'm playing the over 9 in this, and that's the pick that I'm giving out as my total. One thing I will add is a futures bet, and I am putting a lottery ticket price on the Guardians at 80-1 to win the World Series. And there's 3 reasons why I'm doing that. One is the team, and they have respectable pitching and respectable hitting. One is a circumstance, and that is there's this very weak American League, and there's a lot of parity, and there's the potential for an interloper to get into the World Series. And also, it's a playoff format, right? So the Guardians right now are number 3, so they would host a wild card matchup if the season ended now. And I think that the Blue Jays are better than the Guardians, but there's a circumstance where they don't even have to go through the Blue Jays to get to the ALCS. So I just think the circumstances are worth a lottery ticket in the American League, and you can make a case for other teams like the Blue Jays, like the Twins, like even the Red Sox. Or the White Sox, yeah, and they're really good plus prices, and I think there's a really good potential for a lottery ticket to cash this year.
And if you want an even bigger lottery ticket, why not take a shot with Baltimore?
Yeah, you could. I really, that's really interesting. Yeah, I
don't mind that look. I don't mind that look at all.
I would love to see let's say, let me see here. I don't want to choose Atlanta, so let's go Cleveland against St. Louis for the World Series. That would be like nobody would see that coming.
I had St. Louis futures in the beginning of the year written down.
Yes, but I think most people would say the Mets or the Dodgers.
Well,
the Yankees.
If you want to put your tinfoil hat on, you can say the St. Louis Cardinals make and win the World Series this year with the last year of Adam Wainwright, the last year of Yadier Molina, the last year of Albert Pujols, all that little magic. This is the last year that they're coming all back together. You can put your tinfoil hat on and say that the Cardinals can win the World Series.
Hey, I would just like to see some upsets. I would love to see some upsets in the playoffs. I would love that. Nick, last pitch. The rest of the baseball slate on this Sunday. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I have a six Nerfy parlay going. The first leg is already down. I had Washington, San Diego. The Nerfy's already hitting that. So if you guys want to make it a 5-teamer now, Atlanta, Miami, New York, Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, Oakland, and Houston, Toronto, and Cleveland are the last 5 legs for that. And mainly the reason why I did that is I liked I leaned first 5 under with the Blue Jays, but all those other games other than San Diego and Toronto, I've had first 5 unders in. That's my cards all first 5 unders today in Atlanta, Miami, Philadelphia, New York, Detroit, Chicago, Oakland, and Houston. And then I have Arizona, Colorado under 6.5, and then the Yankees and the Red Sox under 5. For me, I just kind of focused on unders today. After chalk almost swept the board yesterday, it wouldn't be surprising if the dogs come out for revenge today. So I wouldn't talk anybody off of playing any type of dogs. But for me, I just focused on unders today. So those 6 first 5 unders is where I'm going in baseball.
If only a little bit more chalk in the San Diego Padres could have cashed, it would have been a huge night for me, but I'll take my 2 units and move on for sure. Tim, going crazy with my best bet today.
Oh boy.
We'll have to see.
Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is.
But keep it a secret because we still have a little bit of time. But Tim kind of getting the child going here. That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
We'll move on to the only NFL game we have on a Sunday. I don't really think we're going to see this for very much longer. But we have one NFL game to go over. My team, the Minnesota Vikings, are in Vegas. I think, they're all home games, right? They're not playing on any neutral sites.
No, it's not neutral sites.
Against Vegas here, you can find Minnesota plus 163 to plus 185. Vegas minus 195 to minus 238. I see 4. I see 4.5s. I see 5s. So definitely do your line shopping and find, depending on what side you like. If you like Minnesota, go for that plus 5. If you like for Vegas, try to get that minus 4. I see 37.5s and 37s here. No official play for me on this game. I cashed Vegas week 1. I would probably look to Vegas week 2 here. The thing is Minnesota has a complete, obviously a new coach, a new coaching system here. And I'm wondering if they're going to be more focused on preseason than they were in the past with Zimmer. This is obviously their first preseason game, so we'll have to see exactly how that works. So no official play for me here. I want to take Minnesota +5, but I think Vegas could be the spot here. I want to see one game under the new coaching system before I can say that will for week 2. So we'll see how week 1 goes here, and then it'll kind of get my opinions for week 2 a little bit stronger when it comes to the Vikings. Ryan, NFL, Vikings, and Raiders, any thoughts in this one?
I could only bet the Raiders in this one, and that's one because of this advantage of having played the Hall of Fame game last week, whereas this is the Vikings' first game. I thought the Raiders look good. They have these a lot of good pieces. The backups like Jarrett Stidham and Nick Mullins and Zamir White, their running back, look pretty good. So I can only bet the Raiders in this one.
All right. Nick, you've done pretty well with the preseason in NFL.
Yes.
What do you think here in this matchup?
Yeah, and by the way, responding to Lindo Wick, just kidding, I can't bet the preseason. Yes, you absolutely can, and this is the best time to bet NFL football because the coaches will tell you exactly what they want to do. The lines will move and tell you exactly what the books think. So if you're looking at games, this is one of the only times where I'll advocate for taking teams that opened up as dogs and now are small favorites to take the small favorite line. That's the only time because that'll tell you who's playing in these ones. I lean under in this game because he said I'm tempted to bet the full game under. And it's mainly because who we're going to see at quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings because Kirk Cousins has COVID. He's not playing. And that's one big question mark with the Minnesota Vikings this year is Kirk Cousins and those COVID issues. Other than that, I think the Vikings have a chance to compete with the Packers this year. But their quarterbacks are going to be Sean Mannon and Kellen Mond. I'm not particularly too high on that. And I highly doubt you're going to see Justin Jefferson. You're not going to see Dalvin Cook. You're probably not going to see Thielen. You're not going to see any of the starters. Plus, I love the fact that the Raiders, as Ryan mentioned, played in the Hall of Fame game. Obviously, it didn't have much of an advantage for Jacksonville, who got absolutely smoked by Cleveland in their first game or in the first week. But yeah, I like what we see from Vegas wise for quarterback rooms for the second and third string quarterbacks with Jarrett Stidham and Nick Mullins. So I lean under only because I don't see Minnesota putting up many points with the quarterbacks they have. And I think that Vegas, after playing that first game, is going to be huge. They got the reps underneath them already. That's a major advantage. I think they have the quarterback advantage as well. I got in at this game at 4. It's now around 5 at this point. And for my best bet, it's 5.5. I just want to take that for the plus money because I think this is similar to the Cowboys and the Broncos last night where I cashed with the Broncos where I got it at 3.5 and went up to 5. I think that this one, I got it at 4, went up to 5. I think this is a game where the Raiders win by double digits. So I'm going to take the Raiders. I'm going to lay the 4 points with them here. They impressed me in their first preseason game. I'm going to go at them here again here. Sorry, Terry. Vikings aren't going to win this game. I know it's only preseason, but Raiders -4 for me.
If I held my emotions on the Vikings winning, I would probably be behind padded walls. Okay, so I am like, totally okay. Like being a Wild fan. Yeah, hey, it is what it is. Going back to other comments, there are people that will tell you you cannot, do not bet preseason football. Blah blah. You're a degenerate.
I'm 10-3, by the way.
Yeah, Nick is 10-3. But my message to everyone: bet how you want to bet. Don't let other people tell you how you have to bet. You can bet however you like, as long as you make money. Do what works for you. Different things work for different people. So definitely do whatever works for you. Isaac Bruins money line. Don't worry, NHL season preview shows are right around the corner. The first one is in 8 days with the Anaheim Ducks. So make sure
Ducks. They're going to be a fun team this year.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a fun team. And then Vegas. Vegas is a fun young team. So
Vegas. That's going to be a tricky team.
Yeah, that'll be a fun video to go over with recent news as well. We will go on to the best bet segment, and we will start with over or under here. For me, one total that I'm on today, and that is Baltimore and Tampa Bay, first 5 under 4. Nick, you are going with the Philadelphia and the New York Mets first 5 under 3.5.
Yep.
Tim is also going with the under in that game, but full game under 7.5. Dave, Detroit, Chicago White Sox first
like
5 under 4.5. And Ryan, you said your total, but I don't remember. So if you could.
Twins Angels over 9.
All right. We will go on to dog of the day. No dog for me today. No dogs for me. Nick, you are going with the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
Tim is going to the WNBA. It's the last day of WNBA regular season.
Yeah, it's the last day of regular season. Then we get the playoffs.
And then there'll be no more WNBA. What a shame. Phoenix Mercury.
That actually gets a lot of views, so that's kind of a shame.
Oh, yeah. And Dave is going with the Arizona Diamondbacks here. Ryan, what do you think here? Dog of the day?
Texas Rangers.
I like it. All
right.
He copied me.
Yeah, basically, that's what it looks like. We'll go on to Parlay Piece. For me, you could take Vladdy to get a hit, but obviously the price on that is kind of crazy. But I do think he continues on his hit streak here. But for better value, I chose St. Louis money line. Nick, you are going with the Las Vegas Raiders money line.
Yes.
Tim is going with the Las Vegas Aces in the WN.
You can go. You can have a Viva Las Vegas parlay. That's not a bad idea. Viva Las Vegas there.
There you go. And Dave is going with the New York Yankees on the money line for tonight's game. Ryan, what do you think here, Parlay Piece?
I'll take Blue Jays money line.
I like it. Shocking. I like it. No, I'm kidding. We'll go on to best bet here. And for me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give me the Dodgers -2.5 +110. Nick, you are going with the Las Vegas Raiders -5.5, also +110. Tim is going with Minnesota and Phoenix, both on the money line in the WNBA for +800.
It's last day, so those are like clinching scenario type of things.
Yeah.
Winning ins and stuff along those lines.
Dave is going with Houston team total over 4.5 here at -118.
Against Cole Irving?
And Ryan, what you mentioned your best bet earlier as well. What is it?
The White Sox run line.
Yes, Chicago White Sox -1.5. And I will try to find the odds for that after the show. We'll take a look at the standings. Okay, go ahead.
-102. -102.
Perfect. We will take a look at the standings here because it's kind of been a while since we did that. Take a look at the standings. Over or under.
By the way, real quick for his Chicago White Sox run line, I can give you +110 on Pinnacle.
Okay, great.
There you go. +110. I'll edit that here in a second. Tim, currently leading over under still. We are starting to catch up here, you and me, Nick. We're starting to move up, so that is good.
Sure we are.
Dog of the day. Next, when we start with football, I'll be tracking
units. Yeah, that one's tricky. Yeah, that one's tricky.
Parlay Piece, obviously, is always usually good. And the thing that everybody looks at, best bets, I have to worry about Nick here. Nick is only behind me by 0.20.
So crazy. My big dogs have brought me all the way up to third.
There you go. Yeah, if you look, me and Nick, total and best bets in the red, but in the green, in the money, and that's what matters. Ryan, you're moving on up as well. 12-1, 2.93 units. So very well done. And that is the updates on the standings. We'll quickly look at the chat. 8 days, yes. The first show will be on the 22nd. There will be hockey videos almost every day. Obviously, NFL is coming back, so on Sundays we won't be doing one because it's heavily focused on NFL. Everyone will be focused on NFL. And then Wednesday nights we have our football show, so I won't be doing a hockey show on the Wednesday nights either. But basically, all the other nights we will have a hockey preview show for each team, all 32 teams. starting in 8 days. WNBA has 6 games today.
Yep.
And Lincoln Wick likes Aces first half money line.
I know my brother likes the Aces today.
There we go.
Which is rare.
Best of luck to everybody today. That is the show. The new time for the show will be 3 p.m. So we all decided 3 p.m. works. So 3 p.m. Monday to Friday, Saturdays at 1, Sundays at noon. So make sure to tune into that. We will see you again tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Another episode, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Best of luck on your wagers tonight, guys. Have a good one.